Hey guys, what's up? My name is Curtis Crow and I own and operate Crowbird Creative, a video production and marketing company, and I also write for my blog called The Creative Ascent. I just wanted to make this quick video to share a little bit of my background. The title of this video is something to the effect of I quit my job, right? And if you are a freelancer or you want to be a freelancer, there's always that tension of when should I quit my full-time job and jump in 100% to freelancing or this business or idea that I want to start. This is a decision that every freelancer has to make eventually, and it's not always an easy one, and it varies drastically between situations. There's not a one size fits all. There's not one solution for this question of when do I quit my full-time job. But real quickly, I wanted to share my experience. I was fortunate in that my full-time job before this was in a similar field. I worked at a church here in town where I was the communications director and the video producer. I got kind of a jack of all trades. I did video production, photography, web design, graphic design, live production, social media. I kind of did all of it. So one thing that was really difficult in moving from that job to going full-time with my own company was that I was still doing what I loved. You know, a lot of the times, and you may be in this situation right now where your full-time job is, pushing papers or just sitting at a desk taking phone calls, and it's not something you enjoy. It's not something that you would consider your life's work. And for me, it was almost the exact opposite. I absolutely loved what I was doing. I was getting to do all of the video production and photography and graphic design, all that stuff that I love to do. I got to do that, and I got to do it in the context of ministry. I grew up in the church. A lot of my family has been in the ministry, and I really felt that call to go into the ministry and use my gifts and abilities in that way. So the idea of leaving that kind of felt wrong in a way. Like, why would I leave the church? Why would I leave the ministry to pursue something outside of ministry? And it took a lot of thought and a lot of prayer over the course of a couple years to come to a decision and to feel like I was comfortable in making the decision to take the leap, to leave my job at the church and to go full-time with my own company. Like most industries, churches and ministries and things in that world are still in need of the services that I can provide. They are very vital to ministry, especially in a day like today. We're in the midst of a pandemic. Almost everything needs to be virtual. And so the talents that I have been given and blessed with are very useful to ministry in general. So with that kind of thought in mind, I really felt like I was being limited by only working for one church. And I know that sounds weird. And again, I loved what I did. I loved the people that I worked with. I loved the content that I got to create. It was a true joy, but there was a part of me that wanted to do other things, and I felt like I couldn't because I was locked down to that 9 to 5, right? That aspect is similar to what you may be going through. There was still a 9 to 5 type of grind where it was just go in and you do what you do throughout the week to produce the content you need to produce for Sunday mornings, and wash, rinse, and repeat. You just do that over and over and over. And I've always had other ministry ideas, but I've never had the time to pursue them because my full-time job at the church was very time consuming. You could easily work 50 to 60 hours a week, and then on top of that, I was handling a ton of client work on the side. And I was on a retreat in the beautiful mountains of Colorado, about 9,000 feet of elevation, when I really felt like God was speaking to me, and he said, I've blessed you with all these clients. I've blessed you with this successful business on the side. Take that blessing and free up your time. Continue to do those things so that you can provide for your family. But there's more that I want you to do. And I really feel like God has been calling me to do bigger and better things outside of my business of Crowbird Creative. Like, I love that. I love my clients. I love what I do, but I don't feel like that is my calling necessarily. The types of things that I do are my calling, but I feel like what I can use those for, there are endless opportunities. And I know that may sound confusing. So what I really mean by that is I have these other ministry ideas that I want to pursue, these platforms that I want to build, these other things that I want to happen. And I wanted to get through this first year of owning my own business to make sure I could do it. And I feel like now I'm in a spot where I can start experimenting with these other ministry ideas that I feel like could be my life's work. I don't know yet. Like, I haven't felt a particular push towards one thing. I feel like, and I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're not a believer in God, and it might not make sense to you, but that first initial push that I felt from God, that call, was very generic. It was like, hey, first I just want you to take this leap of faith, step out on faith and leave what you feel like your comfort zone is and go into something that you're not comfortable. Leave your comfort zone and quit your job and rely on me to provide for you through these avenues. And he definitely has. The Crowbird Creative has been like such a huge blessing to our life. We are not rich by any means, but we've been able to buy a house and do other things that we needed to do through this. And it's something that wouldn't have happened if I would just had my full-time job, because if I need more money, I can generate more revenue by doing more things. And you just don't have that ability in a 9-to-5 job. You get paid what you get paid, and you guys understand that. And so I guess the point of this video is to just leave your comfort zone. You're never going to find your limits if you don't keep moving forward. If you're working a 9-to-5 and you don't enjoy it and you wonder what it would be like to own your own business and to be your own boss and be a freelancer, you're never going to find out what that's like unless you just try it. And you have to be patient. If you don't have a client base, take a year or two, build up a client base, grind, work some hours. I mean, I don't like the term hustle. I feel like it's been given a very unhealthy definition from the entrepreneurial community. But in a way, sometimes you have to go through a period of hustle where you don't get as much sleep as you need to, and you just have to get things done. I would work, from 8 to 5 at church. I would come home from 5 to 9, spend time with my family, and then I'd work from 9 at night until 1 or 2 in the morning on client work. And I would do that for months on end. And it was just something that I had to do in order to get where I felt like I needed to get. And so maybe you have to do that. Maybe you have to just say, all right, I've got to start grinding, and then I can take that leap of faith, because you're never going to get to a point where you feel like you're 100% there. Like I heard this saying once, if you feel like you are 100% ready to take that next step, chances are it's too late. In order to progress, you have to leave your comfort zone. Progress has never been made without complications, and it's no different in this situation. You don't like your 9-to-5, you want to be a freelancer. Find a middle ground where you're pulling in some money, and then just take that leap. Just say, all right, it's time. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try this, and if it doesn't work, there's always something that I can fall back on. Hey guys, thanks for bearing with me in this video. It was very random. I had none of this scripted out. It was just kind of something I wanted to get off my chest. In my notes app on my phone, I had the title, I Quit My Job. And I feel like it's a video that I've needed to make for a while that just says, hey, this is kind of what the decision was like. So hopefully it inspires somebody. If you're out there right now and you're kind of in that same situation where, maybe that next step is to just quit your job. I'm here to tell you that it may not always be easy, but that's the step you're going to have to take if you want to make freelancing, if you want to make video production, if you want to make whatever creative ability you have, if you want to take your hobby, your passions, and turn it into a job. You've got to quit the 9-to-5 at some point. You can't have both. That's my advice, is just take that step, get out of your comfort zone, and just, as Nike says, just do it. Again, thanks guys for watching this video. Thanks for bearing with me and through my blabbering. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, share it with somebody who may be having the same thoughts or maybe wanting to go full time. Share it with them, and maybe it can be some type of inspiration. I'm posting here on my YouTube channel hopefully twice a week, but I'm also posting once a week over on my blog, thecreativeascent.com. So I'd love for you to go check that out. Thanks again guys for watching. I will see you in the next video.